So, Big Bear AI is positioning itself as a powerhouse in artificial intelligence and data analytics. They've been riding the AI boom for a couple years now, which reshaping some industries, getting government contracts, and increasing their learning capabilities with AI. Could BBAI be the next breakout AI stock? Here's what investors might not be considering and what they're watching closely as well. When it comes to this, have you ever invested in a company that's, or watched someone invest in a company and watch them lose money, and it's because they did so much analysis? We don't need to over analyze this stock, really. We don't need to go into anything crazy today. We just need to get a clear understanding of next steps with the company. Speaking of clear understandings, if you guys want to watch me trade live every morning at market open, we go live. It's the second link in the description to watch me trade. Today we're trading some AI stocks, some quantum computing stocks ahead of the GTC Nvidia event, and it was an exciting time. Even releasing and checking out this new software that we're launching here with Mercatus, we could switch between AI models, add different things like a chart that is future based. Take a look at that, a future based chart. How exciting. And then also add analysis. Oh, I don't even want to show it all, but check this out. You go from 1 month to 6 month and it changes based on the AI model's analysis of that time frame. Future based charting. That's pretty cool. So, and also can't forget the market network. That's where things start to get really exciting as well. If I can drag this around a little bit, like that. Check that out. This new market network. Visualize the markets. How cool is that? You can see the different markets and how they're connected. I'm excited for that. Anyway, when we're getting into, so that's something we're working on getting out. We just revealed it in StockMate this morning, what that looks like. So excited for the future of that. The reality of Big Bear AI is it's a company that has three things we can look at simply: the market that they're in, the analysis of their fundamentals, technicals, and financials, and then number three, the profit plan. What does the future kind of look like as far as what we could expect and how we could react to it, potentially make some money? The first piece, the market. They're growing pretty quickly in this market. We don't see that they are skyrocketing, but we do see that over the last year, they had this big surge up to $10. You see this trend starting to develop from $1 back here. They started to gain momentum, and then sold down from that $10 range. They're here holding above that 200-day moving average, but still looking like it's, you got to look at the technicals here. So the market, we'll get into that. But the market is growing. Cybersecurity and AI, I mean, it's kind of a race right now. Which government's going to have the AI? Which government's going to be able to provide their military or their government's agencies AI to be able to streamline processes? There's millions and millions of people. The company, like one thing with this company, Big Bear AI, when you go through the airport, they scan your face. Denver International Airport or Heathrow, they manage millions of data points, millions of profiles on a consistent basis that the AI looks at and identifies threats. Not a human. They can run it all through AI, and it can have a wider spread view. I think they even call it Observe is the name of their tech. And so the market that they're in is growing and expected to grow. Let's get into some of their company's news and what that looks like, and we'll take a look at the technicals. But this is something, they're with the Pentagon here, you can see. They're with Operational Decision Intelligence Advantage. They got that, transforming 15 legacy U.S. Army systems into a single intelligent automation platform. So they're working with Department of Defense. You can also see Cyber Solutions, and they have this one, Arcus. I thought it was called Observe. There you go. Human machine teaming to make sense of unfolding events across the globe, improved situational awareness with enabling better operations. BigBear.ai ingests data at scale with its Observe open source intelligence platform, and our conflation algorithms enable decision makers to understand if and when an event is unfolding based on a variety of sources and their trustworthiness. Hey, kind of sounds like that software I was just showing you a second ago. That's exciting. Anyway, let's look here. This is also sounding like Palantir. We know they have a partnership with Palantir. So mostly government and defense. They got a U.S. Army contract, 160 million. They have Department of Defense. They have Homeland Security contracts, and then they have those airport contracts as well. So they're government and defense, manufacturing and warehouse. This is where it gets interesting, and they really are clearly in the same markets as Palantir with the healthcare and the life sciences. You might say, what does a company like this have to do with healthcare? I see military readiness. I see digitally enabled workflows augmented by AI. But like, wait, are they creating drug discovery? Are they finding cures for things? Or what do you mean? What do you mean healthcare? Well, this is actually one of the avenues that they're going that is going to, I would say, if you look at Palantir, it's already starting to happen. They got a partnership, Palantir, with Boston Hospital. It was $100 or $200 million contract. Nothing insane, but pretty big for just one hospital, definitely. And the contract was that all of the data that comes into the hospital, so we'll click on healthcare here, all of that data and healthcare operations, that is the different doctors and the different patients. Right now, without AI, without that, you have somebody that schedules the right doctors with the right patients. Maybe there's a little bit of automation. But what this is saying is basically they're going to have AI do it all. So AI is going to look at the right patients, see what specific needs they have, and then schedule the right doctors to come in at the right time in their schedule, so that the specialized perfect doctor to be working with that patient then is matched with that patient. It goes through that. It also goes through, how many beds are available and making sure people are getting moved to different rooms right, and keeping the hospital organized from an AI model. So you can see some of the things they do: test ideas in virtual environments, shorten time to market. So they're actually in the pharmaceutical space, it seems. Reduce margin of error. They have a predictive and prescriptive simulation solution. You can confident as you're making the right decision when it matters most. We provide powerful AI-powered decision intelligence solutions to, this is it right here, hospital patient flow and bed management. That's what I would imagine is one of the biggest things. Biomanufacturing operations, diagnostic testing, laboratory process improvement, facility design, transition planning, hospital staffing requirements, so staffing, equipment planning, hospital emergency preparedness, and future planning. Notice how they don't say anything about actual drug discovery. They have this Future Flow RX, creates a digital twin of your environment, providing you with continuously updated solution that predicts likely futures and provides corrective action options. I don't know what that means, but they have this article on how hospitals can use predictive analytics and digital twins to improve surge plan modeling. And they talk about space, staff, stuff, systems. I like it. I think this is the right route they're going to go, and getting more partnerships with hospitals could drive revenue tremendously. So they're going the same route as Palantir with the government, with the manufacturing, and the healthcare. Those things look good. They got quite a few. They just got this new Department of Defense Force Management platform they're working on, and they're also even in point of sale. So all that looks good. Let's take a look at Big Bear AI financials. If you take a look at the company, they recently reported net income down quite a bit. I was talking with, I think it was Gene Inger. He's got the daily briefing letter. He's one of the best analysts. He's got a variety of different stocks he covers, and he's really organized in his analysis, and his trading success is mostly in building great research of different companies. And when you look at what we're talking about, he was an analyst that was a part of CNBC, one of the founders and first analysts to do financial news. And he was telling me how they're going into these different industries and they're positioned very well. They're in the Pentagon, they're in the Department of Defense, they're in Border Patrol, they're in airport security, they're over here in hospital. They're actually all over the place. And they got a lot of a growing employee base there. And that they had some debt, though, that they're going to pay off, and that's going to reflect negatively. They definitely had some consistent revenue growth, 33 million, then 39, then 41, and then 43. So their revenue is increasing. They have a system that's increasing their revenue quarter over quarter, but then they paid off some debt and some other things maybe in their expenses that now they had a net income there of negative 100 million. So they still, they're getting the financials right, but it seems they're on the right track. So I like the direction they're going, but the financials looked a little iffy because of how they're restructuring some of the financials, and they're getting things maybe on track. They got a new CEO in the past few months. I think it was end of 2024. Someone who's connected to Secretary of State and formerly in Border Patrol. That's a big thing, right? I mean, that's exactly what they need is a CEO like that. I would think that's a big thing. So we don't need to go into crazy analysis. Again, those are the news that the market's growing. You can look at the financials and say they're increasing their revenue. And if they continue to manage debt well, that looks good. Then you see this overall trend happening here. And there's no indication just yet of a recovery. The RSI and the MACD do look oversold, which would indicate more of a buy. It's hovering towards that 200-day moving average, which indicates more of a buy. But it doesn't necessarily show signs of a recovery just yet. We saw a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a consolidation here, which is good. And then you take a look at the shorter time frame, and it's kind of bouncing here, consolidating from left to right. And this is where it gets more aligned with, I guess, what we'd like to see. You see this trend starting to, this consolidation over the past 3 weeks, basically. This is 4 weeks or a month here. This is 3 weeks right here. And you can see this level, this resistance there. Now it's at the support and it's been holding it. The next level for it to move to, if it holds the support, would most likely be up here to about $3.80. I could see that happening based on this pattern. But again, the overall recovery is there too. The support that it's at and then it's bounced at is a support it's bounced at before, and it's bounced there twice, and now it's starting to maybe get a little bit of momentum. It looks similar to some of the times when we've seen a sell-off here, and then we said, oh, it's starting to consolidate, and it breaks above the 200-day moving average, starts to get a little momentum potentially, and then that green line acts as a support there. You see that green line? If it's above that green line, that 200-day moving average, this SMA, then that's oftentimes bullish. If it's below, it could be bearish. Right now, it's just below, but if it breaks above it, I could see this as right above here, this $3.25, $3.30 range. Right here would say, oh, maybe we see this continuation. And I long-term think this could be undervalued. I think at some point we could potentially see a recovery into these levels. And, over the next few years, see these levels as more of a target. The shorter term, I can't really have any confirmation of this because it hasn't fully started recovering. But based on this swing, this 25% swing kind of can make sense, not just on the short term that it's near that support and that they have some catalysts that are kind of working for them, but also that it's on the long term at a support and it's starting to maybe break above that 200-day moving average. So that's something. It has been holding below that. See that green line acting as a resistance, but it tried to break above, kind of struggled a little bit. But if we see it hold above this 200-day moving average, really above $3.30, then we could be in a really good spot for Big Bear in some recovery timelines there. So we'll see what that looks like. We'll be watching it closely to see if any opportunities present themselves at market open tomorrow morning. If you want to join us there at market open, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We go live Monday through Friday. It's that second link in the description to watch me trade live. Thank you guys so much for watching. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one.